The whole operation, I think nobody understands, except the Red Cross maybe, what a difficult situation responding to an emergency can be. You have thousands of people called and being organized and working together on a moment's notice. And amazingly, out of all that chaos, it happens. Wednesday night, the Baptist Kitchen wasn't even there. By Thursday morning, they were cooking food for 10,000 people.
When we drove in, it looked like a disaster. All of their possessions from their homes were sitting by the curb, waiting for the pickup. The first lady that came to the truck to get a meal was Russian. She explained to me that part of the reason the clients were clients is because some of them did not know they were supposed to evacuate. She said, I didn't have my television on all weekend. By the time I saw it, all I had time to do was get my important papers and my credit cards and leave.
One woman who, when she came in, she wasn't very responsive. And then one day, we got portable showers. She told us that it was the first shower she'd taken since the hurricane, so it'd been about a week and a half. And she was so happy, so thankful. And while we were waiting, she opened up and talked about how she was on the second floor of her house and she watched the water rise to the second floor, and she was waiting any minute for her house to collapse. And she got so scared telling us that story, like she was back in that moment.
We see a lot of the physical damage on the news, and that's what people think of, but there's a whole emotional side to this whole process as well. People, young and old both, lose many times everything. From the youngest child who loses their teddy bear or their blankie, to the elderly couple who have lived a lifetime in a single house maybe.
And there was a gentleman on the other side of the street, and he was rolling up the street in one of those little motorized wheelchairs. And he looked over at me with this haunted look that I will never forget. So I got a meal and 2 bottles of water, and I took him across the street to him. And he said, thank you, and God bless you. And as he rolled up the street, he started crying, and the tears were rolling down his face.
It's always an awesome experience because you're helping people. It's actually putting food in a container and handing it to somebody who needs the food.
And they would be very surprised. They would look at the truck and say, it said Cincinnati, Ohio. They'd say, did you come all the way from Ohio here to help us? And we'd say, yes, we drove 10 hours to get here. And they would be dumbfounded.
People say, why did you do this? And the question is, if I don't do it, who will?
You start off volunteering because you want to help other people, but you kind of get addicted to the feel-good feeling that you get from doing that.
What amazed me the most was these people were so open to talking about their experiences, and I realized that I don't think it was as much of because it was me, the person I am, but because of the patch on my vest. People trust the Red Cross, and that was a great responsibility to feel, and it made all of us rise to the occasion and try and do what we could to contribute.
We received more God bless yous. Thank you for being here. What would we do without the Red Cross?
If you sit down and have a conversation with an individual or a family, break bread in a sense, we all want the same thing. Safe place to live, good job, and money to raise our family. And we cut through all that and provide physical and emotional support for families, sometimes in their greatest need, in their greatest loss.